the same thing that saved your life is going to you. Don't put it down.
And I've saw acts that I walked in on.
Who'd you walk in on?
Him and Dwayne Martin.
Okay.
Hollywood is the hurry up and wait game.
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse.
What happens when two of Hollywood's biggest icons are at odds, and one decides to get the FBI involved? Jim Carrey has never held back about Hollywood's dark side, but now he's putting Will Smith in the spotlight.
So I opened the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne having with Will. Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up.
Why did Jim call out Will? And what does it mean when a long brewing tension reaches this level?
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse.
In a Hollywood feud unlike any other, Jim Carrey, the man who's made a career of exposing the industry's secrets, is taking aim at Will Smith. And the tension between them? Let's just say it's been simmering for years. So, what exactly is going on? In a bizarre twist, Jim Carrey, a man known for his dark take on Hollywood's secrets, has stepped in to warn none other than Will Smith, a hip-hop icon who's been blowing the whistle on Hollywood's darkest side. Sources in Hollywood say that the tension between Will Smith and Jim Carrey has been building up for years. It's not just a matter of two big personalities clashing. This rift cuts deeper. Apparently, Will has a tough time dealing with how unpredictable Jim can be. Unlike most stars who stick to Hollywood's unspoken rules, Jim Carrey isn't afraid to speak his mind, even if it means calling out the industry's hypocrisy or throwing shade at big award shows. His outspokenness keeps everyone guessing, and Will, who's known for a more polished image, reportedly finds it unsettling.
People on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track.
But what really seemed to set things off? Insiders claim the breaking point came in 2022 when Carrey publicly mocked the infamous Oscar slap. After Will slapped Chris Rock, Carrey didn't hold back, criticizing the Academy for giving Will a standing ovation and even suggesting that Hollywood had lost its moral backbone. Rumor has it that Will wasn't thrilled about getting called out like that, especially by someone who he thought was on his side. People close to the situation say Will felt betrayed by Carrey's harsh words, and the tension only ramped up after that.
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse.
Now, here's where things get even juicier. There's a rumor that way back in the 90s, Jim Carrey auditioned for a role Will really wanted, and he nailed it. The story goes that this was early in both of their careers when they were still working their way up. Getting passed over for a role left Will pretty bitter, and ever since, some insiders believe he's felt low-key resentful toward Carrey, especially since Jim seems to steal the spotlight without even trying.
And depression is your body saying, I don't want to be this character anymore. I don't want to hold up this avatar that you've created.
But it's not just Carrey's talent that supposedly makes Will uneasy, it's his fearlessness. Jim Carrey speaks his mind, no matter the consequences. And for someone like Will, who's careful about maintaining a certain image, that kind of unpredictability is nerve-wracking. According to some, Will's always on edge, worrying that Carrey might one day decide to expose some of Hollywood's darkest secrets. In a world where image is everything, Will's cautious approach stands in sharp contrast to Carrey's devil-may-care attitude.
For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy.
Carrey's not shy about slamming Hollywood for being spineless. He's hinted that Will Smith's success may have been boosted by some questionable choices, which could explain why the industry seems to protect him. Carrey has even suggested that if it weren't for this protection, Will would have faced harsher consequences for the slap, maybe even getting banned from the Oscars entirely.
You do not have the right to walk up on stage and smack somebody in the face because they said words.
Then, in an interview, Carrey noted that Chris Rock chose not to press charges after the incident, claiming it was simply to avoid the hassle.
Because I want the hassle. I'd have announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous.
This left fans wondering, was there more to Chris Rock's decision not to sue Will Smith after the Oscars slap? Some think Rock's choice might have a lot to do with Will's alleged power in Hollywood. Rumor has it that Will operates under a sort of protection that keeps any serious fallout at bay, which might have even given him the confidence to make that bold move in the first place. And it's this alleged protection that's led to some wild claims about how Will supposedly gained his Hollywood influence. For years, there have been rumors, spurred on by voices like Jaguar Wright, that Will participated in secretive activities, including some rituals to boost his power.
They both buy, do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship.
If it was just one source, maybe people could dismiss it. But Will's former assistant and close friend Bilal has also come forward with even more explosive allegations.
And I've saw that I walked in on.
Who'd you walk in on?
Him and Dwayne Martin.
Okay.
Hollywood is the hurry up and wait game.
Maybe this is part of the reason Jada has distanced herself. Recently, Jada Pinkett Smith revealed that she and Will have been living separate lives since 2016, despite their united public appearances. In a preview for her NBC News special and her upcoming memoir, Worthy Jada opened up about the deep difficulties in her marriage to Will. The speculations around their relationship started to gain attention around 2016. During that year's Oscars, Chris Rock made headlines for roasting Jada in his monologue. According to Rock, Jada had even asked him to boycott the ceremony since Will hadn't received a Best Actor nomination for his role in Concussion.
Jada's mad her man, Will, was not nominated for Concussion. I get it. Tell the truth. I get it. You get mad? She said it's not fair.
Both Jada and Will, along with other Hollywood figures, decided to boycott the 2016 Oscars, protesting the lack of diversity in the nominations, a movement that sparked the viral #OscarsSoWhite hashtag. But Chris Rock, who was hosting, didn't hold back. He made a joke at Jada's expense, saying, "Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited." And Rock didn't stop there. He added, "It's not fair that Will was this good and didn't get nominated. It's also not fair that Will was paid $20 million for Wild Wild West." However, Jada later shared her side of things. She explained that after the 2016 Oscars incident, she and Chris Rock actually spoke on the phone and exchanged apologies. She admitted she hadn't fully realized the pressure Chris was under as the host. Looking back, she said, "I probably should have called him and gone, 'Hey, are you okay? Just know that although I'm speaking out about the Oscars, I wish you the best.'" She felt that reaching out that way could have helped prevent hurt feelings. In that phone conversation, Rock apologized for his joke, and Jada apologized for not being more considerate about his position. "I thought we were good, that the hatchet was buried," she said. After that, they didn't speak again, at least not until the slap incident in 2022. After that event, Jada claimed Rock apologized to her again, hoping to clear the air once more. Now, this attracted the public's attention that immediately after slapping one can issue an apology also. The people have been speculating that this is all because of the power Will Smith holds. Well, his control is not only limited to the industry, but on his wife, too. After their initial rift, Jada and Chris talked it out during the call, and Jada believed the matter was settled. Yet following the 2016 Oscars incident, rumors about Jada and Will Smith's potential divorce began circulating. In an unexpected turn of events, Chris Rock reportedly asked Jada out on a date. She shared this revelation with people, believing that the situation had been resolved at that point. She described how every summer, reports would circulate about her and Will Smith getting a divorce. She said, "Every summer, all the reports would come out that me and Will were getting a divorce." During one particular summer, Chris Rock assumed that they were indeed divorcing and decided to reach out to her. He expressed his interest in taking her out. Jada recalled, "And this particular summer, Chris Rock, he thought that we were getting a divorce, so he called me and basically he was like, 'I'd love to take you out.' To which Jada responded with confusion, asking, 'What do you mean?' Chris explained, 'Aren't you and Will getting a divorce?' Jada clarified that these were just rumors and there were no divorce plans. Chris was taken aback by the misunderstanding and profusely apologized. However, in that same year, Jada and Will were not residing together, and this revelation has recently come to light, as Jada herself has openly discussed it, fueling the growing speculation that she and Chris were involved in something during that period.
Was that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was...
According to her, she and her husband Will Smith have been leading entirely separate lives since 2016, as revealed in an interview with Hoda Kotb. This high-profile Hollywood couple, who tied the knot in 1997, have previously acknowledged their periods of separation and marital challenges, but never in such explicit terms. While it's not a formal divorce, Pinkett Smith explained to Kotb in a video snippet released on Today that it essentially resembles a divorce in all but the legal paperwork. It was not a divorce on paper, but it was a divorce, host Hoda Kotb said, which Pinkett Smith confirmed. She also revealed they live separately. Pinkett Smith explained why the two never formally announced a separation. I think just not being ready yet. Still trying to figure out between the two of us how to be in partnership, right? And in regards to how do we present that to people, you know? And we hadn't figured that out. Now fans have swiftly jumped to the conclusion that her separation from Will was linked to her close relationship with Chris, given that she apparently resolved the issue with a simple phone call. One person wrote, "Please don't look to others as couples' goals. You don't know why they got together. You don't know what they go through. You don't know why they left. Just focus on being healthy and having healthy relationships for yourself." Another one added, "This is straight up A. She gets off on dragging Will's name through the mud and won't leave him alone. It's actually disgusting. She is so evil." But the evidence suggests something else, which has apparently nothing to do with Chris. Some sources have suggested that their relationship was shaken because of Will's alleged extramarital affairs with men and women both. Recently, Will Smith has been in the spotlight thanks to some unexpected and eye-opening allegations about connections he's reportedly had over the years. These claims have sparked tons of discussion, and as the saying goes, where there's smoke, there's fire. Adding fuel to the intrigue, Will himself has hinted at wanting to escape the constraints of his marriage.
Yeah.
And we decided...
I was done with you.
You kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Being part of a famously unconventional family with unique marriage dynamics is one thing, but it's a whole different story when rumors swirl that your partner may be involved in secretive relationships. That's exactly what seems to be brewing in the Smith household, and now Jada has chosen to set the record straight.
But it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now.
It all started with Will's breakout role in 6 Degrees of Separation, where he played a charming con artist. The film gained extra attention when word got out that a kissing scene between Will and co-star Anthony Michael Hall had been cut from the final version. This sparked endless speculation. Was Will avoiding the scene to dodge scrutiny of his own preferences? The rumors only grew over the years, leaving the truth a mystery.
That Will Smith is sexual and that they do this, and that.
Furthermore, in a 2020 interview, Will contradicted his earlier statements about not fully immersing himself in the character, asserting that he wholeheartedly embraced the method acting approach for 6 Degrees of Separation.
Train your mind through blocking out Will and only living as the character.
In a recent development, Tisha Campbell has come forward with allegations that Will Smith was involved in extramarital relationships with her former spouse, Dwayne Martin. She took to Instagram to share an image regarding this matter. In her post, Tisha pointed out that the truth always comes out in the end, no matter how many times someone lies. This prompted one of her devotees to reply, "Thank you, even though they lie in the end." In response to this person, Tisha said, "And you're right, they will lie till the end. The real kiki is people will stop believing them." Tisha's decision to type "will" in all caps raised suspicions that she might be indirectly referencing Will and Jada in her post. Many quickly assumed that this could imply an alleged affair between Will and Tisha's former spouse, Dwayne Martin, who also happens to be a close friend of the Gemini Man actor. Furthermore, YouTuber Trisha Paytas made allegations against Will Smith, claiming that he intentionally caused harm to her male dancers. She specifically said, "How about worry about your daughter being in bed at 13 with her 20-year-old boyfriend? How about worry about your cheating husband one of my male dancers when they didn't want to?
How about worry about cheating husband my male dancers, when they didn't want to? How about talk about that?"
However, it appears that Will might have been influenced by the path set by his predecessor, Quincy Jones. For those unfamiliar, Quincy Jones is a multi-talented individual who has worked with icons like Frank Sinatra, Aretha Franklin, and the King of Pop, Michael Jackson. Yet his fame doesn't stop there. Rumors about his interest in men have circulated for years, and recent developments suggest there might be some truth to those speculations.
My first musical memories was I wanted to be a gangster until I was 11, coming from Chicago in the 30s.
Recent disclosures have brought to light the possibility that Quincy Jones may not adhere to conventional S orientations. Startling allegations have emerged, suggesting that he wielded influence over the S preferences of notable individuals, including Will Smith and Tupac. These claims hint at his deep involvement within the LGBTQ+ community. Do you remember that unforgettable interview with Tupac? It was a pivotal moment when he revealed the questionable intentions of Quincy Jones.
Yeah, I think them rumors about Quincy Jones and all that crazy stuff about Pop was definitely rumors.
Tupac allegedly disclosed that Quincy had presented inappropriate propositions, hinting at engaging in specific intimate activities. However, the story becomes more complex. Despite the interview reportedly gaining extensive traction on the internet, it was said to have curiously disappeared without any trace. Even Napoleon, who was purportedly a close associate of Tupac, swiftly dismissed all rumors and defended Quincy Jones when confronted with the allegations. In an instant, he waved away all the gossip surrounding the matter.
Yeah, I think them rumors about Quincy Jones and all that crazy stuff about Pop was definitely rumors. Pac was about to marry his daughter.
And if you believe the revelations end there, think again. There are claims circulating that Jada and Will have been organizing unconventional gatherings at their residence, involving much younger men. Jaguar Wright even went on to divulge sensitive information, suggesting that she has witnessed young men leaving their premises in a state of astonishment. Some folks see Will Smith kissing his son Jaden on the cheek as just normal dad stuff, but their bond seems to go beyond the usual father-son affection. Will has even been spotted kissing Jaden on the lips a few times, and while some shrug it off as harmless love between a dad and his kid, others are starting to raise eyebrows. People are beginning to wonder if there's more to these displays of affection than just a close father-son relationship.
That on Red Table Talk, oh, that was G rated. That was G rated shit.
What I will say that I do know about the Smiths.
Will Smith's affectionate gestures toward his son Jaden have stirred up mixed reactions from the public. Many fans felt uncomfortable, noticing that Will would sometimes kiss Jaden on the lips, which they thought made Jaden uneasy. Even with all the criticism, Will has firmly denied any inappropriate behavior, insisting that his son was never bothered by these affectionate moments. Meanwhile, there's a lot of buzz around Will and Jada's alleged parties. Rumor has it that the couple hosts elaborate gatherings at their home, often with younger male guests in attendance. According to singer Jaguar Wright, these events reportedly push some unusual boundaries. Some say they've even seen young men leaving the Smiths' home looking shaken, with stories of distress echoing through the night, adding an air of mystery around these gatherings.
His corny, overbooked was not built to be able to maintain the swag of a Baltimore chick.
That is true.
It seems like Will Smith's unconventional displays of affection with Jaden might have roots tracing back to none other than the legendary Quincy Jones. This iconic producer, known for his decades-long career and deep ties within the entertainment world, has seen it all. Quincy has never been shy about spilling the tea on some of Hollywood's best-kept secrets, calling out the missteps and hidden sides of celebrities. In a jaw-dropping interview with Vulture, Quincy dropped a bombshell, revealing that big names like James Baldwin, Richard Pryor, and Marvin Gaye were queer. And when it came to Marlon Brando, he didn't hold back either. He was the most charming MF you ever met. He'd F anything. He'd F a mailbox, James Baldwin, Richard Pryor, Marvin Gaye. Moreover, the person making these assertions affirmed that during Tupac's introduction to the Hollywood scene, there were purported rituals and contrived scenarios orchestrated by Quincy, which Tupac was allegedly coerced into partaking in. The individual even substantiated rumors that Quincy had allegedly made advances towards Tupac, attempting to persuade him to engage in intimate activities.
He was asked by Quincy Jones to ass. When Tupac said no, that's when Tupac was marked for death. Why? Because Tupac was engaged to Quincy Jones' daughter.
Adding to the allegations concerning Quincy Jones, the deceased actress Alexis Arquette made a claim that Cherie Zampino, Will Smith's former wife, divorced him after reportedly witnessing Will in a compromising situation with another man. She said, "When Jada comes out as gay and her beard husband admits his first marriage ended when she walked into him, servicing his sugar daddy Benny Medina, then I will listen to them," she later clarified in the comments section. First wife. Paid off. Silent. Nevertheless, Jada, renowned for her outspoken stance on boycotting the Oscars, chose not to address Alexis's statement at that point. On the contrary, Will refrained from commenting on the accusations, while his first wife, Cherie Zampino, was the one to voice her opinion. She criticized Alexis for her vindictive and hasty comments, asserting that Will is not and has never identified as queer.
Not only is it out of line, it's absolutely not true. And I'm offended. And I'm hurt.
Numerous fans found Cherie's response to be somewhat intense initially. Instead of dismissing the accusations as baseless, she took a strong stance, leaving some to speculate whether Alexis's remarks had indeed struck a chord. Moreover, persistent allegations have circulated over the years, suggesting that Jada's S orientation might not be as publicly known, leading to speculation about a concealed queer identity. In this context, the enduring friendship between Will and Dwayne has fueled rumors that they might share a particularly close bond, often referred to as a bromance.
Yo, am I the only one that saw this? Watch Will. This on television again, then the face, and now he's gonna grab his.
This leads us to Will's suspected associate in these claims, Diddy. Similar to Will, Diddy has faced long-standing allegations regarding his S. One facet of these allegations involves a certain circle in his entourage, where he purportedly introduces his young musicians to Portuguese practices, a notion that is particularly unsettling.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's.
While there hasn't been any direct confirmation about Will Smith's purported S engagement with any of these individuals, the persistent conversations surrounding this subject underscore its notable presence within public discourse. Moreover, Carrey suggested that when he slapped Chris, it was his inner frustration. He said, "The slap came out of nowhere because Will has something going on inside him that's frustrated. I wish him the best. I have nothing against Will Smith. He's done great things, but that was not a good moment. It cast a shadow over everyone's shining moment last night. It was a selfish moment." Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.